problem here where I'm in the garage where I store the car basically for the winter. And I parked it here a few days ago, turned it off, no problem. Came out to take it on Friday and, well, let me just show you. Nothing. So if you listen to the relay over here, key on, you hear it click. So basically the pump's supposed to prime and then the relay turns off. So I know that part of the circuit's working. Right now I got my power probe plugged in. I'm gonna go to the back of the car. I'm gonna see if the pump is working, if I jump at power, and then see if power is actually getting to the back. I'm hoping it's not the pump because it's kind of a pain to pull the tank out of this car. I don't have a hole made in the back, so some people, they put like a little hatch, a little hole right back there over the tank in the hatch area. I didn't do that. I don't really want to do that. So if I'm gonna have to take this tank out, I'm gonna have to drop the whole thing, which if I'm in there, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do a dual pump setup, like with the Rollbro 255. That's the pump I have in there now. I got it off eBay. I don't see why it would have went bad unless I got like a Chinese knockoff or something, but let's go into the car and see if the pump works. All right, so I'm underneath the car, and here's the connector for the pump. So this is the factory stuff. It just comes right out of the body, and then that connector goes up to the pump. So I'm gonna pull this out here. So we got 3 pins in there. I had a problem at one point where when I put the car together, one of these pins was a little bent. You can see that one's kind of bent a little bit, and this wasn't like fully locked in. And I did have the pump go out at one point, but then I came under here, I pulled this out, I found that problem, I fixed the pins, put it back in, that went out. So I already tried disconnecting this and putting it back in. Pump still doesn't work, so pretty sure this isn't a problem. By putting the probe in the power coming out of the car here, and I'm gonna see. All right, so I got the probe in. Now, if you're wondering, on the actual connector, the gray one is the power for the pump, the purple's for the sender, and the black is the ground. So right now I have the probe in the wire coming out of the car, which is the power going to the pump, and I'm just gonna go ahead and turn the key on and see if the power works. Primed. I hear the relay. Don't hear the power probe beeping. Yeah, you can see light's not illuminated, so we're not getting power going to the pump. Just to confirm this, I'm gonna go ahead and jump power to the pump itself here and see if we get it to turn on. So I got my ground, got my power, and yep, pump is working. All right, so that's kind of a good thing because now I don't have to drop the tank and change the pump, but I do have to figure out why, out of nowhere, the pump just stopped getting power. So now the car will probably start now, just because I primed it, it'll probably start and run for a second. Let's see. Yeah, so pump's working. So I know my pump is working good. Now I'm just gonna reconnect the connector back onto the pump because I'm done back there. Now I'm gonna just go through the fuses under here with the probe. I'm just gonna check them all, make sure none are blown. All right, so right now I'm just going to check all the, this is the stuff I have, this is just tapped in for the backup camera. So right now I'm just gonna make sure I have polarity on each side of the fuse as well. It'll probably help if the ignition was on too. Okay, ignition is on. Power, power. Power, power. Good. What's going on here?
This fuse, I can't get a, that's weird. We'll come back to that one. Okay, we got something here. This one, engine CNL, isn't getting, is a dead fuse it seems. Oh wow, thing is like totally just melted and screwed. All right, let me see if I have a fuse for this.
Blown fuse I pulled out. You can see that thing is just completely melted and destroyed. I don't know if this is for the fuel pump or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. I don't have a 10, so I'm just gonna go and put a 15 in there. Like I said, the circuit I tapped off of was, if this was the fuel pump circuit, I'm not sure if it was just too much amperage for the 10 amp fuse, being I'm running a pump off of it now. I'm gonna put a 15 in there anyway, just because I don't have a 10, and we'll see if this starts the car, if this is even like controlling the fuel pump.
Up, there's our pump. So that was the fuse.
So we should start right up now. You hear the pump? Alright, so here we go. Just simple as a blown fuse. Still, I'm not sure why this fuse looks like total crap. Like I said, I have a feeling I'm just pulling too many amps through that circuit. Like I said, where I had, when I did my walk around video, or was it the what I recommend LS swap video, I told you I used the wires from the original computer, so the one I tapped off of the fuel pump may have not been for the fuel pump relay, may have not been for the fuel pump initially, so maybe I just need a stronger fuse in there, but I don't know why this thing just wouldn't have just popped and just melted like this over time. So when it comes time where I'm gonna be doing the boost and I need to put a second fuel pump in anyway, I'm not gonna use that circuit anymore anyway, so I'm just gonna run maybe a power wire off of my fuse block here, because just this alone is a little shady why it melted that way. I definitely don't want to keep running it on that circuit, but for now the car's running. I have a little stronger fuse in there, so I mean, this has been like this since I swapped the car, almost like 4 years, and this is the first time I had a problem with it. So maybe it was just something over time that was just getting weaker and weaker, and then it blew, but still I don't know why it just melted like that. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. I apologize for the bad lighting, and I'm using my phone, so it's probably going to be a little bit shaky. I wasn't planning on shooting this. I don't even have my GoPro with me. This garage isn't really set up for work. Like I said, I just parked the car here. I don't really have any of my tools here, but I'm glad I was able to fix the problem. Get a little video out for you guys, just if you run into this problem with your car, you know how to check for power at the pump, hit it with the probe, and then, you know, do the obvious easy stuff, check the fuses, which turned out to be a simple problem this time. But I was actually planning on shooting a video on the brake, so I was going to pull the whole brake assembly apart and go through the parts I used and what you have to do to put the Brembos on the car, which when I went to go take the car out, it wouldn't start and I had this problem, so I'm not going to get around to that video this week. Hopefully if it warms up next week I can shoot that. But that's going to do it for now. So as always, if you like this video, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.